Hi, I'm Carmen, and this is Cooking with Carmen Live. Thanks for joining for the 15th episode. I'm at Operation Food Search in the Bayer Healthy Community Kitchen. As part of our mission to heal hunger, Operation Food Search teaches families how to cook delicious food on a budget. Today's episode is all about pumpkin. While many people think of pumpkin, they think of Halloween decorations and Thanksgiving pie, but pumpkin can be a unique and nutritious part of the diet. Pumpkins are naturally packed full of vitamins, minerals, and fiber. The vibrant orange color comes from beta-carotene, which is a powerful antioxidant. Consuming foods rich in beta-carotene can help boost the body's immune system, reduce the risk of developing certain chronic diseases, such as heart disease and some cancers, and may delay cognitive decline. Furthermore, eating a diet rich in plant-based foods, such as pumpkin, may decrease the overall risk of obesity, diabetes, and overall mortality. One important thing to note is that there are different kinds of pumpkins. Carving pumpkins are different than a pie pumpkin, or also called a sugar pumpkin. Carving pumpkins tend to have pale, stringy flesh and not much of it, and that makes it easier to carve your Halloween faces into it. Pie pumpkins have a darker and denser flesh and a lot more of the flesh inside. So when you pick up a pie pumpkin, it will feel heavier than it looks. While you can eat carving pumpkins, it's not as flavorful or sweet. Your best bet would be to decorate or make jack-o'-lanterns with your carving pumpkins and save those pie pumpkins for eating. One of my favorite ways to cook with pumpkins is to use canned pumpkin, which we're going to be using today. Be sure to look at the ingredient list on your can and make sure it's 100% pumpkin. So you want to look at the ingredient list and it will only list pumpkin as the ingredient. A canned pumpkin pie filling is very different than canned 100% pumpkin. So when cooking with pumpkin or consuming pumpkin, you may think of the popular pumpkin flavored foods like pumpkin spice lattes or pumpkin bread or muffins, all of which tend to be higher in sugar and calories. To help give you both the quintessential fall flavor and make your diet a little healthier, you can try making some of your favorite pumpkin treats at home. Some most popular ways to enjoy pumpkin at home or in sweet versions. Here are some tasty ways I to use pumpkin in my home cooking. First, I like to add pumpkin puree to cooked oatmeal, like with a dash of pumpkin pie spice and a sprinkle of brown sugar or a drizzle of maple syrup for some sweetness, and you have your own pumpkin pie spice oatmeal for breakfast. You can top pumpkin bread or muffins with the pumpkin seeds before baking and look at nice and crunchy and really pretty when they come out of the oven. You don't have to use frosting, so it'll save you some of that extra sugar and calories. You can also add a scoop of pumpkin puree to pancakes or waffle batter for extra moist and flavorful pancakes. Now, you might not think savory when you think of pumpkin, but there are so many unique ways to use pumpkin in savory dishes. First, you can blend your canned pumpkin into mac and cheese. So you want to replace some of the cheese in your mac and cheese recipe with pumpkin puree to cut down on fat, while you're also adding a ton of flavor and nutrients. It's also orange, so it kind of just disappears into the dish, and your kids or family won't even notice. Instead of white potatoes, you can mash pumpkin. It's delicious when you combine it with sweet potato and pumpkin to make a very flavorful and orange mashed potato. You can add roasted pumpkin seeds to trail mix, or you can snack on them as is. Pumpkin seeds are delicious and helpful snack and a great source of several nutrients, including zinc, which is essential for many body processes, including immune function, which is perfect as flu season's coming around the corner. Instead of croutons, you can top your salad with crunchy roasted pumpkin seeds. You can stir pumpkin puree into your favorite marinara for some natural sweetness and creaminess. It completely disappears in the red sauce, and again, your family won't even know it's there, and it'll taste a little sweeter than usual. Instead of fries, you can try roasting pumpkin wedges. Remove the seeds and the pulp from the pumpkin, peel off the skin, and bake it just like you would white potatoes. Let me know in the comments below some of your favorite ways to enjoy pumpkin. Now let's get started on cooking. So today I'm going to show you how to make a homemade black bean and pumpkin chicken chili. This is a great way to utilize any leftover shredded chicken, but also incorporate pumpkin in a new and unique way. After Thanksgiving, I like to use chili with leftover turkey. It makes leftovers a lot more fun to eat, and it's not like you're repeating the same meal over and over. So to start for today, I'll gather my ingredients. So I have with me some olive oil. We're going to chop an onion. We also have a serrano pepper. We have a bell pepper, some fresh garlic. We have black beans, 2 cans, and I've drained and rinsed them already. we have a can of solid packed pumpkin, which again is 100% pumpkin. We have a can of diced tomatoes, 3 cups of low sodium chicken broth, and we have 2.5 cups of shredded, already cooked chicken, and then all of our seasonings, chili powder, cumin, dried Italian herb blend, and some salt. So the first step is to chop up all of our ingredients. So I'm going to start by chopping our bell pepper and onion, and for the bell pepper, I cut off the edges of the pepper. This makes it a little easier to chop. So normally, you don't want to eat the seeds in the pepper or the pith inside. It can be a little bitter, and you don't want that in your chili. So I have our little insides all cut out. So I'm going to set that aside. And now we have the sides of the pepper. I'm going to cut these into strips, like so. And then you take the strips and you chop them into smaller pieces. And again, you want them to be small. You don't want to bite into like a huge chunk of pepper when you are eating your chili. Any color pepper works. Red pepper, yellow, orange, anything works in this chili. I just happen to have a green pepper on hand, so that's what we're using today. And also, this would be a great time to add in other vegetables that you might have, like zucchini or yellow squash, shredded up carrot. This chili is pretty forgiving that you can add in a bunch of extra veggies, which can be good for the whole family. All right, so now that we have our pepper about chopped, our next ingredient is a yellow onion, and I'm going to also show you how to chop that as well. A lot of people can get a little overwhelmed when they have a bunch of produce to chop, and I just wanted to show you how simple and easy it can be. So there's our pepper, and next is our onion. So basically you want to cut off the top part. You're going to leave the root end intact. So I have the top of the onion cut off, and then we're going to cut it in half. And I always like to do the bridge with my hands when I'm cutting something in half, so you're not anywhere near the knife with your fingertips. All right, we'll cut our onion in half, and then I'm going to peel off the outer layers. So cutting that top off really makes it easy to peel off this outer layer with the skin. We'll peel off both of the outer layers. There we go. And then you want to cut a horizontal cut in your pepper. So I like to put a flat hand down and cut horizontal. You don't want to cut all the way through the root end. You want to leave that root end intact. And then we're going to cut some slices in the onion. And then re-chop it. And again, you have your small little pieces of onion now. Super simple to chop this onion. And thankfully, this onion is not making me cry. Some onions are hit or miss. You don't want to see me sobbing on Facebook Live. All right, now we're going to cut the other half of our onion. Again, I'm doing my little bridge with my hands so my fingers aren't anywhere near the blade. And then we'll chop this onion up. Super quick and easy. Lots of great flavor with our onion and bell peppers. All right, so now we're going to turn on our stove here. Oops, I always turn the wrong burner on. All right, so I have it over medium-high heat, and we're going to add in our 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And then we're going to add in all of our beautiful chopped veggies. Just right into the pot. And then you want to cook these down for a few minutes until they get nice and soft. And then we'll add in our other vegetables. You can hear it sizzling. So our other ingredients for this saute step is a serrano pepper. So this is what a serrano pepper looks like. It's very small, much smaller than a jalapeno. It's also much spicier than a jalapeno. So I like to add it to add a little heat to the chili. So you can add 1 or 2 if you like. This is optional. If you want just a little bit of heat, you can add a jalapeno instead. Or you can just not use it altogether. But I like to have like a little heat in my chili. So I'm going to add just 1 serrano pepper. And I finely dice that because you don't want to bite into a large chunk of a serrano pepper. That would be very spicy. It would be a very spicy surprise. All right, now we're sizzling away. And I'm going to make sure I have all the other ingredients while this sautés, because I want my onion to get a little translucent before I add in the other ingredients. So I have the 2 cans of black beans, and I've drained and rinsed these, because these are not low sodium. So really rinsing the beans can remove up to 40% of that extra sodium from the surface of the bean, and then you don't have like the goopy liquid in here. And then we have 3 cups of low sodium chicken broth. And then today I'm actually using canned chicken, so I drained it, and it's a canned breast meat chicken, so it's all white meat. But again, you can use pre-cooked shredded chicken or leftover turkey from Thanksgiving. But you can also use raw meat as well. So if you have like ground beef or ground chicken or turkey, you would add it in at the same step with your veggies here, and you would cook it completely before adding the other ingredients. All right, so our veggies are getting nice and translucent. So we're gonna add in our garlic now. I always add the garlic in later because it tends to cook a lot faster because it's all minced finely, and you don't want your garlic to burn because then it'll be very bitter in your chili. You just want it to get nice and fragrant, so you can really smell the garlic as it's cooking. All right. And then you'll add in the rest of the ingredients. So there's 2 ways to cook this. You can either cook it with a slow cooker. So you would add all your ingredients in the pot, dump everything into a slow cooker, and set it on low for 4 to 5 hours, basically just to warm everything, get everything cooking nicely together. But today, since I'm already using the stove and we don't have the slow cooker out, I'm going to simmer it on the stove for 30 minutes, and then it'll be ready to enjoy. So I'm going to add in the rest of the ingredients. So we have all of our seasoning here. So again, this was 1 tablespoon of chili powder, 2 teaspoons of ground cumin, 1 tablespoon of dried Italian herb blend, and a half a teaspoon of salt. And I like to add the spices in just to the veggies to get the spices nice and toasted, and it really brings out the great flavor of the spices that you're using. And then we go ahead and dump in the rest of our ingredients. So I'm leaving the liquid in my can of tomatoes, but it has a lot of great flavor, and then add some good liquid to it. Our 2 cans of beans, again, drained and rinsed. 2.5 cups of shredded chicken. And a whole can of the pumpkin. So this is the pumpkin puree, 100% pure pumpkin, not the pumpkin pie filling. And if you want to use fresh pumpkin, you can do that as well. So you would cook it and you would mash it like you would for like mashed potatoes. And you would add it in here. It's really using this puree pumpkin, really adds nice creaminess to this dish, and it really disappears into the sauce. All right. And then our last ingredient is our chicken broth. That's 3 cups low sodium. We'll add it in there. And then you simply stir to combine. So you're going to break up the pumpkin, stir it nice. As you can see, it's great color. Already looks like chili, and the pumpkin completely disappears. So then I am going to put a lid on this and let it simmer for 30 minutes. And all the flavors will meld together, and it really already smells like fall. And I know it's going to taste like fall because the black beans and the pumpkin really screams fall to me. And same with chili. Just in general, when it's nice and chilly outside, I like to have a big bowl of chili inside. So I hope you enjoyed today's episode all about pumpkin. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions or if you made today's pumpkin chili, please leave us a comment below. Remember to like our page if you haven't already, and visit our website to learn more about our work and how we nourish and educate our neighbors in need to heal the hurt of hunger. I'll see you in 2 weeks for our next episode. Stay healthy.